Boris Johnson has been issued a warning over Britain's historic free trade agreement with Japan by an expert. Talks between the two sides hit a breakthrough on Friday as the UK announced its first landmark free trade agreement with the state. Speaking to Express.co.uk prior to the agreement, head of Asian Studies at Edinburgh University, Professor Aaron William Moore claimed Japan will take a more keen interest in the European economy than the UK's. He also indicated Japanese officials were dismayed by the result of the EU referendum. Professor Moore also revealed Japanese officials had been surprised by the lack of progress made between the UK and EU. He said, "My assumption would be that the British government would not conclude a trade deal that would satisfy all the concerns of Japanese investors. We will probably see a greater attraction in the EU rather than Great Britain, at least for manufacturing or industries like that. They haven't made progress since 2016, so I would assume that negotiations are going to fail with the EU. My overall impression was that Japanese business and government leaders were really dismayed with the Brexit outcome. They were really unhappy with the trade negotiations with the EU and the way that the British government has been behaving. Negotiations began in June but stalled last month over the issue of UK agricultural exports, in particular Stilton cheese. However, International Trade Secretary, Liz Truss agreed the deal in principle with her counterpart Toshimitsu Motegi after a breakthrough in talks. She said, "This is a historic moment for the UK and Japan as our first major post-Brexit trade deal. The agreement we have negotiated, in record time and in challenging circumstances, goes far beyond the existing EU deal, as it secures new wins for British businesses in our great manufacturing, food and drink, and tech industries." In 2018, the value of trade between the UK and Japan was valued at over £29 billion, although the new free trade agreement could increase that figure by £15.2 billion. Despite these potential benefits, some officials have stated the introduction of the UK Internal Market Bill, which allegedly violates elements of the withdrawal agreement, could harm Britain's negotiating stance going forward.